it up and down.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Tuesday, August 25th, right? Yep, I got it right. And we're Leeds guys now. It's Leeds United officially. We've taken the leap. We're going to be in for Leeds. I don't know what our slogan is yet, but
we got to learn their songs and all that stuff. I'm hoping that one of their songs is "Boom Boom." Let me hear you say "Way yo."
Hey-o.
I'm sure it probably is, right? It's got
Girl,
to
your booty is so round. Let me lick you up and down.
Gotta learn to fight.
You think so?
I got to learn to fight. Yeah, definitely.
No.
Well, if we attend a game, that is. Yeah,
That's true. Maybe over there if you attend the game, but I don't know. I'm not putting my body on the line, but I will root for the lads.
our hearts. Yeah.
Yeah. September 12th, first game. So adding an extra football team to supplement American football season. So
I love it. I'm in. Leeds, baby.
what else is going on? RNC's underway. We're gonna we'll talk a little bit about it today, but then do like a big recap on Friday. Anything else, guys? We got a hit before the top of the show.
Nah, nothing new here, man. Same old shit, dude.
Yeah. Our T-shirts are still available. Lockdown, Turn Up, and the Hard Factor shirt. Go ahead and get yourself one of those. They look great.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Beeve's got a new snake Wrangler cowboy tee. Button up, it looks like.
I committed to double X on this one, and here's what's tough for me is I'm between.
It fits nicely. Yeah, it's
You're at double X right now?
No, I'm between X and double X. I need I need a new size. I need X plus, XL plus.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Like it could be like a big X, then like a little X, and then the big L.
Yeah.
It's the fact there's not enough sizes. That's the issue.
I need an XL medium.
For all of us, really. I mean,
That's
I'm
a
like
double XL slim, isn't it?
I don't know. It doesn't fit all that great. I just put it on. It still smells like the bag.
Well, the worst is like some places, an XL is fine, but then if you go to what's that Swedish place, H&M?
Oh,
yeah.
If you go to H&M, I need like a 6XL at H&M.
How many times? Yeah, how many times have you walked out of like a dressing room at one of those types of places and be like, "It's the cut.
Oh man,
it's the cut. It's not
the
me.
cut.
It's the cut."
If ever I buy anything
Try-
designer, it's embarrassing if anyone wants to borrow it because I'll be like in like the 5Xs, the 6Xs.
Try buying a suit at H&M. That'll get your head in a pickle real quick. That'll make you real depressed.
A girl sees it, they're like, "Oh, you're a 7X, huh?" I'm like, "No, it's a fucking
It's
couture
H&M
sizing."
7X. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Sweden.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we've all been there. All right. We were just delaying because we've got some heavy stories up at the top, and then we got a lightning round of fun stuff at the end. Mark, get us going.
Okay, I have the great displeasure of going first today. And as you may have guessed by that lead-in by Will and now me, we're going to be taking a trip to Wisconsin to start the show. So what happened?
Cheese curds, right? Cheese curds, beers, right?
Friendly.
Packers? Green
Badgers?
Packers, Badgers? What happened in Wisconsin, you ask?
What did?
Why?
Yeah,
Why another horrible police shooting of an unarmed black man, which has already led to a very violent reaction by the citizens of Kenosha, Wisconsin. And we are right back in the middle of an awful mess, not that we have gotten out of it, since the protest that sparked from the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor killings and really many, many others. Congress, by the way, has passed zero legislation related to law enforcement or even really hinted at caring about it recently. They're in the middle of a week-long roasting of new Postmaster DeJoy for being a dipshit or whatever.
That's right. And conventions, right.
Conventions,
performative hearings and conventions is what Congress is mostly doing.
Meanwhile, people are literally riding on the streets with $0 while they're about to get evicted because they can't get a stimulus check. So what happened? Well, Kenosha
and
police...
3 natural disasters also.
Yeah, I don't know which
FEMA.
lawmaker it was, but he was so pissed to be in session on a Saturday. He was like, "Goddamn Nancy Pelosi's got us in here on a Saturday." And I was like, "Shut up, dude. Like, fucking shut up." Yes.
It happens, bud. You get
People having a rough go this
3
year,
month
maybe.
breaks. So what happened? Well, Kenosha police shot Jacob Blake, a 29-year-old unarmed black man, multiple times in the back on Sunday in front of his family, or at least his 3 kids, at what appeared to be a domestic dispute gone wrong or like so like
It was the whole family was standing there. It was a crazy video.
the whole town was standing there. Blake's 3 children, aged 3, 5, and 8, were in his SUV and got to witness their father get shot 7 times. So Blake is currently fighting for his life, but in serious condition. It looks like he's going to live, we're hoping, at the time of this recording. So nightmares for those kids for a while because daddy just got popped right in front of them while they're, buckled up. There were 2 officers with guns drawn. Obviously, at least one of them fired their service weapon. It's unclear if both did, as the full details are still unclear. There was a video taken by a neighbor from across the street, which starts in the middle of the altercation, so it doesn't get the beginning of it. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the investigation comes up with, but it's reported Blake was unarmed and was actually at the scene breaking up a fight between 2 women, which is what the police were called for, a domestic dispute between 2 women. And he might have been checking on his kids and reaching in the car and acting, erratically, but it might have been just to check on his kids. And he got shot 7 times in front of the whole fucking neighborhood, the whole block. The 2 officers were placed on leave at the time of this recording while an investigation takes place. But unless the investigation builds a time machine or decides to decapitate the 2 officers and put their heads on stakes and leave those stakes in the street, I don't think the situation is going to calm down in Wisconsin, as people are so mad they immediately started violent protests and riots, like immediately.
Yeah, it's a crazy video. It's hard. Like they have to have an investigation because it's impossible really to tell everything that led up to that and every, I don't know, just crazy. And for the person to be unarmed, and it's just it's going to add fuel to the fire, and nobody's done anything to really fix anything. So it's going to keep getting worse.
What usually happens out of these is now there's, this fucked up thing happens. Then, people are really upset, understandably. Then they're going to slowly leak little bits and pieces of this shit, like body cam footage or new cell phone footage, and it just ignites all over again after every video is released.
And the cops aren't going to get fired. They're going to get placed on leave, and then all of this other stuff. And then, what happened, though, was a reaction right off the bat. On that same night, a large group of people were fucking with the cop car, and it appeared through a Molotov cocktail at the cop car in another video that shows the driver of the car, a police officer, get knocked out by a brick. It's hard to see the brick in the in the video, but it's easy to see the unconscious officer lying face down on the street and the crowd yelling, "Fuck the police," and he just got bricked.
Yeah, he drops immeditely. It's insane.
This was like a few hours after Blake was shot. It's unclear.
That's scary. That guy could also be seriously injured.
Yeah, it's unclear on his condition. Well, it seems like he's alive, but he won't be winning Jeopardy anytime soon.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, gonna have a little bit of CTE going there. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like it's ramping up more. And then, if Congress, we were talking a little bit earlier about this, how, they've done nothing. The Senate's passed their version, the House has passed their version, but they refuse to come together on any type of meaningful police legislation. And it's just sad because now it looks like this is going to devolve basically into people arguing over qualified immunity, right? And it's just going to be used again, it seems like, as a lightning rod by the parties instead of leading to meaningful change. I mean, I would think, unless something magically happened.
What do they think? It was just going to go away? Citizens of Kenosha, which is located between Chicago and Milwaukee, also broke windows and graffitied an administrative building, torched vehicles at a nearby auto dealership, and started a fire at a county courthouse. So not good. And the night before Blake's shooting, protests erupted in Lafayette, Louisiana, after police killed 31-year-old Trayford Pellerin outside a convenience store. Pellerin was armed with a knife and was running away from the police, who tased him, but not enough to stop him. And then he got back up and was still running away from the police, not towards them, as he was about to enter the convenience store, which they shot him and killed him in front of. Pellerin is not white, Spanish, or Asian, guys. He's black.
Mm.
So.
Yikes.
I mean,
away, huh?
Yeah, the protesting is going to continue, folks, widely. In some places, it hasn't stopped. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers did sign an executive order Monday calling for an assembly to take place for legislation on police accountability and transparency at a special session scheduled for August 31st, so that's good, but today is August 25th, so that's bad because that's several nights of very angry people on the streets before the assembly even gets their first cup of coffee together. One of the places the protesting hasn't stopped, by the way, guys, Portland, Oregon. Shocker, right? In Portland on Friday, before the new police shootings over the weekend, we just went over, 200 protesters combated police outside a police station, and the protesters threw a bunch of projectiles. They threw golf balls. These were mainly at cars, thank God, but, still at the police as well. They threw golf balls, softball-sized rocks, metal railroad spikes, paint-filled plastic eggs, and get this one was at the police, balloons filled with feces.
What kind do we know? Human?
How? Yeah, I don't know. How do you get poop in a balloon, though?
Yeah, that was my next question. Is it like a funnel situation, or
I guess,
is it like a tube?
Yeah,
Maybe
doesn't this
water it down.
Doesn't this do more damage to the protesters / rioters than the police?
It
Because
does.
Isn't it worse for them? They have to smell it and get it on their hands. And
You'd have to
it's,
water
it's
it
my
down.
it's my poop. It's not a big deal.
It would
Can
have
you
to
hold,
be like-
can you hold this
Pass
funnel?
your poop over here, Jim.
It would have to be like a T, because otherwise you're just putting a condom on your shit before you throw it at them, which is
All right,
is
I'm going to open this
counterintuitive.
balloon real wide. You squat down.
It must have been diarrhea, right?
Yeah,
then
that's like it's like the bucket thing that they've been.
the bucket.
How
It's
can
the
you
bucket.
count on that? I mean, that seems very
You
specific.
got to have these protesters
That's
need a
gross.
strict diet of junk food.
The guy who fills it gets the lion's share of the meth that night.
Oh,
This is not the behavior of meth addicts, Wesley.
What this isn't? Throwing
No.
feces at police isn't the behavior of meth addicts?
No, man, this takes too much organization and determination. This is like
Okay.
real.
Whatever you
sick-
say.
I don't know. That sounds like something you would do on drugs. Is fill
You
a
think?
balloon with your
No
own
fucking
shit.
way.
Yeah.
You do drugs.
no, it's a bunch
The
of Rhodes
last-
scholars out there.
The last thing you care about is a form of protest involving your feces. You're gonna be like walking through the Walmart, taking apart stuff in the auto section. You're not gonna be shitting at a
But
balloon
you're not
and showing
thinking
up at a
clearly
protest.
if you're filling a balloon with shit.
Yeah.
Balloons filled with feces, though, is a pretty good metaphor for the whole situation.
You're also
Congress-
not thinking clearly if your whole life goal is joining Antifa and protesting courthouses.
Right.
Not thinking clearly in general. So.
No, you're going with the flow. Congress,
That
by the
sounds
way,
like it was just a rogue actor maybe that came in.
yeah, and they went with it.
This is something he's been thinking about for a long time. Didn't have much to do with.
You think we can courthouses? I'm gonna cover it with balloons of shit.
You think we can get it in the balloon? Do we have to blow it up a little bit, or how does this work?
Kevin, this
Anyways,
is a perfect
That's a
opportunity
trial
for
and
what
error.
we've been talking about.
We elected you, Congress, as leaders. I know you don't do shit generally, but maybe in the year of our Lord 2020, you can buck that trend and throw the people a fucking bone and pretend like you fucking care. This is obviously a national issue, not a local one, so don't make the governors of these places deal with it. This is a federal, national fucking issue, so get some goddamn legislation passed, have a fucking press conference or two. I don't know, something. Or
What's crazy? They've had since June. They've had since June, right? It's end of August.
they're not doing anything.
They've had the stimulus check and the police bill, sitting on the table now. What, a calendar quarter, and they just cannot come to a resolution. It's so fucked up.
Get
Yeah.
them all out. Get all new people in. Get them all fucking out of office is what I say. Fuck all of them. Watching the shit from their DC lofts. Fuck all of
Yeah.
them.
Well, and they all blame each other too. I mean, so
And now the Dems can be like, you see, if the president couldn't bring us together, he's not getting it done, and that'll be something that you'll hear for sure.
Yeah, in the same way that the Republicans are. No one's coming together.
well,
anyway.
right. It's like it's
no
like,
one is. I'm just saying
It's
that.
not. It's a bipartisan fuckery.
right.
Yes.
It's like the people are the professor who's getting a shitty project from the group, and the group is just a bunch of kids on their cell phones pointing at each other, being like,
Right.
"Oh, they didn't do it." But I'm growing my followers though. So
Wouldn't mind if Congress got hit by a few feces balloons.
yeah, really
They deserve
that's
it.
where that's
Everyone's
where
afraid
the
of
crazy
these
guy.
bases, which I'm starting to think are fake. Just fucking vote with your fucking vote how you think. Vote the way you were
Vote-
fucking elected to be.
Vote new people in. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
whoever's in now, vote for someone else.
All right, guys. Jerry Falwell Jr. Who is he, and why is he in the news? Well, first of all, he was the president of Liberty University, which happens to be one of the largest evangelical universities in the world, was founded by his father, Jerry Falwell Sr., and it's headquartered in the soon-to-be justifiably canceled town of Lynchburg, Virginia. Keyword there, guys, was, because on August 7th, the board of Liberty University requested that he take an indefinite leave of absence, and yesterday he officially resigned from his duties at the university, any sort of leadership role. So the big question is why, right? Well, first of all, he's at arguably the most conservative Christian institution in the United States, and he's a total horn dog, which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with horn dogging it up if that's your bag. But people start to raise an eyebrow when you're the figurehead of a holier-than-thou and sometimes judgmental organization, and you're...
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to be a horn dog if you're the dean of liberty.
Oh, yeah. And dog's on the hunt, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And dog's been on the hunt for a while, and we're just figuring it out now. Guys, the eyebrows first started getting raised earlier this month when Jerry Falwell Jr. posted an IG with his arm around a sexy Daphne cosplayer from Scooby-Doo with both of their pants unzipped with the caption, "More vacation shots. Lots of good friends visit us on the yacht. I promise that's only black water in my glass. It was a prop only." When he
with the caption Scooby did.
Yeah.
He said black water. That's black water.
Glass
in
of
my
fucking
glass.
wine. It was wine. That right there, guys, gives you an idea of the image he's expected to project as in no drinking wine, which, by the way, side note, happens to be the blood of Christ. I think it would be fine in this situation. Whatever. Different sects of Christianity, different things acceptable.
Exactly. That varies very widely.
Big time. Anyway, turns out, guys, Falwell, it was just big misunderstanding because he defended the photo saying,
going back to that. Any priest in AA, Wes?
Any priests? No, not that I was aware of.
That's a shock. That's a shocker to me.
No, they express themselves in a different way. They deal with it in a different way. Falwell defended the photo saying, quote, "She's pregnant, so she couldn't get her pants zipped. I had only on a pair of jeans that I haven't worn in a long time, so I couldn't get mine zipped either. So I just put my belly out like hers." That was his explanation. When really, it turns out that there might have been more to that photo, guys, because this wasn't the first time that Falwell horn-dogged it up on the gram. This is clue 2. Check out Jack Mack's blog from yesterday, where he exposes Falwell Jr., the president of Liberty University, regularly throwing scout likes on student thirst trap pics on Instagram. So just like.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Falwell's of the age. Like, there's definitely an age of people who are very online who don't understand that your likes are visible to others.
Oh, no.
I
he doesn't
think
have a burner
do.
account for his horny likes?
No, he's like very much, he's present as the president of the university. So he's just like, he knows what he's doing, Will. He's asking for a DM back is what he's doing with his like on these pictures that if you're not even supposed to be holding black water, you better not be liking some of these.
I don't know. I feel like there's certain men of like a certain age, like 50 plus, are just kind of like aloof to the rules of social media.
Could be.
I'm with Will on this one. And
He
probably
also
should have had a
posted,
burner.
check the Jack and Mac blog out because he posted like a video of him in the gym putting a girl on either side of a barbell and like
that video is
pumping
insane.
it.
That's hard to explain, right?
So maybe my
I mean,
theory's
the
right,
yacht
who
was
knows?
probably harder to explain, but yeah.
We all agree he's a horn dog. That we know. Guys, smash cut to this week. It seems that maybe the lady Jerry doth protest too much because news broke because of a lawsuit that Jerry's wife, Becky Falwell, has been doing it with the pool boy for years. And oftentimes, Jerry looked on. The pool boy, who is now a pool man at the age of 29, goes by the name Giancarlo Granada and claims he met
way.
Yeah, big time. He's a Latin pool boy.
Come on.
Is it Granada or Granda?
Granda, like Giancarlo
big.
Granda.
Giancarlo Grande.
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah.
And pool man.
Yeah.
I bet Jerry loved that name.
Big
yeah.
time. Giancarlo claims that he met the Falwells at age 20 when he was the pool attendant at a Miami Beach hotel they were staying at. And guys, this kicked off a multi-year sex liaison tryst between Becky and the pool boy, now pool man, who told Reuters, quote, "Becky and I developed an intimate relationship and Jerry enjoyed watching from the corner of the room." Right? Cool. That's his claim. According to Jerry, they mix business with pleasure. And that started with a business relationship where they invested in real estate that the kid managed. Sounds like a fuck shack to me if I've ever heard one. Essentially they bought a property down there in Florida and said, "You're the manager of this," but really we know what was going on in that house. Jerry made
they bought a house so he could bang his wife.
Pretty much, that's what I think.
Oof. Meanwhile, the pool's all dirty.
Oh yeah, the pool is never getting clean.
Never getting clean.
Too much work. Jerry made a statement to the Washington Examiner telling his side of the story, guys, saying, "During a vacation over 8 years ago, Becky and I met an ambitious young man who was working at our hotel and was saving up his money to go to school. We encouraged him to pursue an education and a career, and we were impressed by his initiative in suggesting a local real estate opportunity. And my family members eventually made an investment in a local property, included him in the deal because he played an active role in managing it. And he became close with him and his family. Shortly thereafter, Becky had an inappropriate personal relationship with this person, something in which I was not involved. After I learned of this, I lost 80 pounds, and people who saw me regularly thought I was physically unwell, when in reality, I was just balancing how to be the most supportive of Becky." He then quotes a line from the King James Bible about forgiving adulterers. So he's saying, "This is all Becky, baby. I had nothing to do with it." But apparently, guys, that's not the case. First of all, Jerry said things went south after they tried to cut things off with the pool boy. He said, "Well, we tried to distance ourselves from him over time. He unfortunately became increasingly angry and aggressive." And then he described their relationship as a fatal
Especially while he
attraction.
was banging my wife while I watched.
He made me watch. I was
He got
hypnotized
super
by his
aggressive in
grande
those moments.
dongo. Yeah.
Never seen anything like it. Guys,
He
Grant
was
disputes.
incensed. It was.
He beat the shit out of me.
Well, yeah, Falwell's a corner man. He's a cut man. He's always in the corner, guys. Granda disputes.
Where are
Falwell's-
you going? Come back.
Beat me again, Grande.
I told you guys when I was doing research on this story, I went to Jerry Falwell
on.
Jr.'s Wikipedia, and someone had listed his occupation as cuckold. It's since been changed.
Yeah, well, that's what his thing is. Apparently, I mean, I guess people are. This is a thing. Like I saw some tweets, people being like, "Stop kink shaming Jerry." And I don't think that anybody's like really kink shaming him. I think it's like when he has the job he has.
Right.
He's the dean of Liberty, which is like the most conservative Christian university in the country, and he's doing.
Oh,
this
he's
kink
the head of
shaming.
shaming. It's his turn to get fucking shamed.
Yeah, so it's not people aren't kink shaming him. It's just like the hypocrisy level is just bananas.
Yeah. And no one ever makes fun of a guy that's in this scenario that gets caught as a public figure that is watching his wife get banged by the pool boy. We should totally just not make fun of that
That's
at
not
all.
funny at all.
No,
Yeah.
Right. This is like in,
Everyone turn a blind eye
That's
to
not
that.
standalone comical. Right.
Right.
It's like that
that's
movie-
not literally one of the most classic comedic jokes of all time, written into several slapstick comedic movies. Like, what are you kidding?
Or like in Swayze and Donnie Darko, where it's just too good to be true, so you want to find the dirt on him, and the dirt is there, guys. If you guys remember, Jerry Falwell Sr. was like fire and brimstone, motherfucker. So that's Liberty's vibe. Granda disputes Falwell's characterization of the relationship, and he showed Reuters evidence of a FaceTime call. And during that call, guys, Granda said Becky was naked, and the two discussed their relationship while Jerry peeked from behind a door, and Reuters was able to verify that. So they got, he's just...
I can think of two movies off the top of my head where the pool boy is doing this.
Yeah.
Intolerable Cruelty with Catherine Zeta-Jones and George Clooney.
Yep.
The opening scene. And then the one, the guy who does the Office Space and he did King of the Hill and all that stuff. Mike Judge has a weird movie with Ben Affleck where he gets his friend, the bartender, he's a bartender, gets his friend, the pool boy, to bang the one guy's wife. The
classic scenario.
Yeah. It's literally in multiple comedy movies I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, guys, let's take it to the internet real quick. Yesterday, Liberty University tweets, "It's here, the first day of classes. What class are you most looking forward to this semester?" And they posted a photo of like their student hall. And a friend of the show, Suraj Hashimi, says, the class where they let you form study groups of 3 and I can watch my 2 partners do all the work.
But a ching. There's also so many good replies. I don't want to participate. Can I just audit a course?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, guys, that segment's brought to you by Daddy. Infertility is a huge problem for guys, and things don't get better as we age, unfortunately. Daddy, that's spelled D-A-D-I, they have a mission, and their mission is to make the process of fertility testing and sperm banking, I like the way they put it there, it's an active thing that we do, we bank the sperm, as comfortable, convenient, and cost-effective as possible. No more visits to the sperm bank, Mark, and masturbating in awkward rooms, Mark and Wes.
Again. Never
Daddy
again.
has developed an at-home sperm collection kit. This thing's fucking awesome, allowing you to test and store your sperm from the comfort of your home. Daddy takes your sperm. They take your sperm. They take it. Give me that sperm. They test it and they store it for you, so you don't have to worry about a thing. You never have to
They're
leave
like
your house.
Falwell's wife.
Yep. It's just you send in your Becky.
Give me that sperm.
Yep. You send your Becky in and they test it. Anyway, these service guys at
Except
sperm
no
banks,
shame or regret.
No, not at all. These things cost thousands of dollars usually to do this thing. So it's something most of us have never even thought about. Said, it's rich people shit. I'm not going to fuck with it. Not no more. You can do it for real cheap, guys. Daddy provides an at-home collection kit, a lab-tested fertility report, and a year of sperm storage for just $199. So wicked cheap. And right now, guys, we're offering a special limited-time offer to the Barstool community for $50 off your first purchase. All you have to do is go to daddykit.com. That's D-A-D-I kit.com. Order your kit and enter the promo code FACTOR50 during checkout. Take that $50 off.
Yeah. You know, if I worked at a sperm bank right now, I would be doing everything I could to get a job at Daddy, because the sperm bank isn't going to be there much longer.
No, it's like the
They're
cotton
always
gin.
gonna be using
It's
Daddy.
coming for your job. Printing press.
Daddy's going to be as big as they want to be, as large as they want to scale it, as quickly as they want to, because it's the
Grande.
best. Yeah,
That's right. All right, let's take it to the lightning round. All right, guys, last night kicked off the much-anticipated RNC convention. How about that tandem hologram speech by Charlton Heston and Robert E. Lee? You guys see that?
You're kidding.
Those two sure knew how to play off each other, even though they never
But
met.
ching, I heard it was supposed to be Nikki Haley, I thought.
No, she was there. I kid, of course. There was no hologram speeches, but last night the convention kicked off with His Eminence, Timothy Cardinal Dolan, the Archbishop of New York. Other notable speakers were mixed martial artist and Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker, the handsome machine who was going places himself, Representative Matt Gaetz, or Gatz, however the fuck you say it, from Florida.
Gates, yeah.
Was Nestor there?
Huh?
You know Nestor was there.
Yeah, Nestor was definitely there.
We recorded it before, but I'm sure Nestor was there.
We recorded
He
before.
has quite a crew.
There is a long list of people that are speaking every night. I
saw the My Pillow guy was there. He was excited to give out those Minnesota delegates to Trump.
Oh, yeah. Nikki Haley was there, former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. The outspoken and frequent guest on Hard Factor, Mr. Donald Trump Jr. himself. And, of course, Mark and Patricia McCloskey, the St. Louis couple who pointed guns at Black Lives Matter protesters. Like we said, we, of course, taped the show a little earlier than all this happened, so we don't know exactly how that all went down, but I bet it was spectacular.
If they came out with machine guns, would be hilarious. And they had the strap, and they're, like, pointing it at the crowd.
Oh, man.
Tells me Second Amendment pump up is going to be big this week.
Big on the docket. Yeah.
What the hell is that couple going to say? It's like, yeah, we saw him coming down the street, and we just grabbed our assault rifles and we pointed at him.
We exercised our rights. Yeah.
Exactly.
Two-way.
If you had a museum to defend, you would have done the same thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So tonight, you can tune in to see some spectacular names like Nicholas Sandman, the student who sued the news after his smug confrontation with a Native American activist, followed by Myron Lizer, the Navajo Nation vice president. So that seems fine. Also, Melania.
They sit them next to each other.
Yeah. Also, Melania will be defending her Rose Garden choices. And you will hear from Eric and Tiffany Trump for some reason. It's going to be insane, literally insane. So we'll keep you updated on the evening schedule every morning, maybe, so you can tune in. But just a reminder, our president will be speaking each and every night.
Well, I think we're going to do a wrap up at the end of the week, like the DNC.
Right.
We're not going to talk RNC every day.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Right.
I mean, you can go on any news source.
It's going to be fucking boring and shitty, just like the DNC.
We'll
The
do a
speakers
Florida
are
Man
hilarious.
Friday. Yeah, we'll do a Florida Man Friday recap at the top of Florida Man Friday, just like we did for the DNC.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. But hey, you guys know who might not be there is Kellyanne Conway. because her daughter publicly guilted her into being a better mother, as Kellyanne has announced her resignation from her position at the White House, and her husband, George, has announced he is stepping away from the Lincoln Project, which, of course, has the goal of destroying President Trump by any means possible. So a really fun household over there at the Conways, just a shit ton of resentment and teenage angst going on.
Yeah, that reminded me of like the scene in Traffic with Michael Douglas when he was the czar of drugs and he had to like give a big speech and he just had to quit because his daughter needed his help.
Yeah.
Silver lining, though, at least they're not in the Falwell's house right now, which has got to be even more awkward.
They can all share a good laugh. The three of them, Claudia, George, and Kellyanne can share a good laugh at that, I'd imagine.
It would be the perfect time to start the pilot for their reality TV series, actually.
Oh.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
To the Falwells.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're doing is working on a pilot.
This is like blowing out a tire on the last lap of a NASCAR race for Kellyanne. There must be nothing worse than like your 15-year-old daughter having issues and her pulling you out of your career. Like you just, if it was 12, you'd be like, okay, of course this makes sense. I need to put some special touches here. But you're just kind of being like, why can't you just? I just know in 2 years this is gonna be fine. God damn it.
Yeah, I think that she probably wants to be a good mom. So I think first and foremost, she's more concerned about that than anything. I also think that when the time is right, those like all parties involved can cash in one of a billion ways for $1 billion. Like it's going to be fine for the Conways.
Your kid having 500,000 followers comes with problems and opportunities.
Right. Book deals, TV deals, like they're going to be fine. She's going to try to be a good mom for a while, and then when they're all fucking resolved, they're going to be fine. I don't feel real bad for the Conways.
All right. Well, that's that for that. That's it for that.
That was round one. Round one of the lightning round. Moving on to round two, we got opt-in segregation. Whoa, that's strong.
What?
Coming back to New York University. Okay, NYU. So this is a partial statement from the Black Violets. This is a change.org petition that has 1,113 signatures, and it is requesting black-only floors be introduced to the dormitories at New York University. And they say, through our personal experience, we recognize the value of living with another black student and having a safe space where we felt free to express ourselves to the highest degree. Too often in the classroom and in residential life, black students bear the brunt of educating their uninformed peers about racism. This assumed responsibility is exhausting and undoubtedly unfair to NYU's black community. Black students should not be forced to do the labor of explaining cultural touchstones like hair rituals and advocating for their humanity within their own homes. And then goes on to basically request that black-only floors be installed within the campus housing. And NYU agrees, going along with the request. Since the petition launched, the Black Violets have been in contact with Jesse Maloney, the president of the Inner Residential Housing Committee at NYU. And first-year exploration floors dedicated to black students are on track for becoming a reality in the fall of 2021, according to the campus newspaper. So they'll try out these black-only floors for a little bit, and then if it goes well, I guess you eventually expand that to other races as well. I'm not sure. Where each, separate everybody by floor. You probably have to consult David Duke about how to best implement, that system.
What the fuck?
That gets slippery. I mean,
I just think about the scuffing,
Yeah,
Well,
so reinstituting you can opt in for segregation now at NYU.
I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm qualified to talk on that.
I'm not qualified to talk about it. This next one is.
I imagine the music will be better on certain floors. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the black floors.
Yeah.
Right.
It involves all kinds of stuff like the people. The RA on each floor has to be, programming stuff culturally for the floor, etc.
Move it on. Let's move it on.
This next one is going to have people at funeral homes everywhere giving one last Larry David type look and listen to their thought to be deceased loved ones, as a 20-year-old Detroit woman who was pronounced dead by an ER physician after paramedics tried to revive her for 30 minutes and passed along her vital signs to the doctor. And then she was hauled off to a funeral home to be embalmed for her funeral. as her family began the grieving process, was found to be alive. So when she arrived, when she arrived, the staff at the funeral home noticed that the woman was very much alive, breathing, in fact, with a healthy heartbeat and plenty of oxygen in her blood. So, she was rushed to Sinai Grace Hospital in Detroit.
They were about to embalm her.
They were about to embalm her. That was the plan.
Sounds like someone pronounced her dead on a Friday. You know, end of day Friday. It was probably like, yeah, dead. Where are we getting beers?
Wait, what was she in? Was she in like a bag? Like, what was she just like chilling?
I think
not cool.
I think when she got to the funeral home, they were like, well, this person's breathing. So they took her to the hospital. Nobody is telling anyone shit about her condition.
Calling the hospital. You'd be like, are you sure? No, come on, really?
You sent us a live one. And we put her in the freezer for a day. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was she in a casket? Was she in a body bag? Was she like cold to the touch?
I don't know. They're not sharing too much information. They said they weren't even supposed to like share that this happened.
No, they shouldn't have.
But it leaked.
Shouldn't have.
Got out somehow.
It leaked. It leaked when they had to call the family members and be like, "Hey, Trish is alive," which must have been nuts. But
always question
she
everything.
somehow found a cigarette. She's smoking a cigarette in there.
Yeah, just eating Jell-O. So taking it to the internet, of course, the comments turned political with Howard Blandy saying, this happens to Joe Biden twice a week. And then Resist Oppression says, no.
That's pretty good.
Resist Oppression says, no, it doesn't. But it's happened to about 175,000 Americans because of your guy. They didn't come back, though. They're dead. Facts.
Okay. All right. So that became Frozen Brain Joe versus COVID Don.
Yep.
By the way, I posted a video of Joe. Do you guys see the Cardi B interview when Cardi B interviewed Joe Biden?
Parts of it.
So there's a part that I posted a video of, and she literally does like the checks to see if he's not like asleep.
Oh, really?
And people think I'm talking about the content of their discussion, and I only posted it because she does the she like checks if he's asleep, and he doesn't react at all. It's just hilarious. So. Yeah, I think people thought they were talking about like police brutality.
I don't know if she was checking to see if he was asleep. She just does that, and that's like one of her things.
Well, right,
it's like a Tourette's tick.
He didn't react whatsoever, and she'd asked him like 3 questions in a row. And like,
well, yeah, I mean, and then she could have been because she was frustrated with him or anything. It's like what Ali G goes respect.
Yeah, to me it was like she was sort of checking for a pulse, and he didn't respond at all.
Right. Yeah. It's her version of clapping her hands in his face.
Right. That's what it looked like to me. Yeah. For sure. All right. Moving on to the last round.
Oh, wait, sorry. I was going to do Predict It.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And hey, you know what's better than being pronounced dead and nearly embalmed when you're actually alive?
What?
That's right. Winning money with Predict It. Right now, stop what you are doing. Right now, just go ahead, stop, type in predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 in your browser, deposit $20, and we will give you $20 for free to start earning cold, hard cash with some absolute locks. Let's look at one huge lock, and that is which party will win New Hampshire. You can't spell New Hampshire without New Hampshire. The last time they voted for Republican in the presidential election was back in 2000. They just could not bring themselves to vote for Al Gore. But right now you are getting around 23 cents on the dollar. If you know any investment funds that give you that much back, maybe Bernie Madoff had one, I don't know. Anyway, what are you waiting for? Invest $200, get back, $50? Not bad. If I could set up 100 counts, I would. I'd max bet New Hampshire right now and walk away with 20 G's. Right, Mark? I think I did the math on that. 850 max. Yeah, you get 85 grand. You can walk away with 20 G's.
850 times 100. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I think it's right. Go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20, predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. It is the only way to truly enjoy all this bullshit that is going on in politics right now.
Tell me we're ending with a good one.
Make some money off it. Yeah, I think so. All right. Final round of the lightning round. This one comes to us from @TankBarstool. It's about the 64-year-old slogan from Kentucky Fried Chicken, a.k.a. KFC, and you guys know the slogan. It's finger licking good. You know, you've heard it before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, apparently KFC thinks 2020 just isn't the time to have this slogan due to COVID. But don't worry, they preemptively are letting us know that they'll bring it back eventually because everybody obviously loves the slogan so much that it required them to do this temporary announcement of taking it away, and then they'll eventually bring it back. So
This is ridiculous.
This is publicity stunt.
This is
that's
ridiculous.
All it is.
Yep. This is what a marketing guru at KFC had to say. We find ourselves in the unique situation having an iconic slogan that doesn't quite fit in the current environment. While we are pausing to use the use of finger licking good, rest assured the food craved by so many people around the world isn't changing one bit. So said the marketing executive who doesn't realize how low KFC has fallen on the chicken scale. I mean,
so low.
Like it's bottom rung. Like the Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, Cane's, all so vastly superior to KFC. Like KFC's battling with churches for the last spot. What do you guys think?
I haven't been to KFC in a very long time. I've always been a Popeyes guy.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good. I'm not going to knock KFC's food, but the Popeyes sandwiches kind of knock them down a notch, right? Once the Popeyes come out with the chicken sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the company that had the logo with the handshakes? Is that Allstate?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Did they get rid of that?
Wait.
no,
their logo.
You're in good hands. Like because it's their move now. KFC
No, this is just a bullshit PR marketing.
What's their new slogan?
What are you? There is no new slogan.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
No, what's the KFC's new slogan? Is just
They don't have
it's
them.
good.
They're just saying.
Use a
They're just
napkin.
saying like, look, we're gonna figure it
Use a
out and get
napkin.
back to you.
It's good.
Yeah. I was
Use
saying
a
that I think-
fork.
Use a fork is their new slogan.
I think they should go with spicy ass chicken sack.
Yeah.
And just hand you the chicken in only a sack. You can only order a half sack or a full sack.
You guys need to
that's
check
it.
out Crispy Crunchy Chicken. That's where it's at. Gas station, straight out of the gas station, Crispy Crunchy. It's like a franchise. It's the best.
Gross.
It's awesome.
Do you really think Church's is better than KFC?
Dude, I mean KFC's easily on the bottom rung of
been
chicken.
so
What
long.
are you even thinking? Like what I don't really understand. What's your hesitancy on this?
Well, I like Cane's and Popeyes better. I just don't know about Church's over KFC. I don't know.
Now I'm saying they're battling with churches for the last spot. I mean, Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
is
I agree-
also
I agree
clearly
with
above those two.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree with that.
Don't forget
just-
about Bojangles.
And Bush's.
Yeah, that's regional though. So
Don't forget about Zaxby's.
can't get that.
Yeah, but now we're getting into like just tenders. Like fried chicken is like Chick-fil-A doesn't serve fried chicken.
That's true. Neither does Cane's, but I'd still put it above KFC personally.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for Hard Factor today. Don't forget to catch us on SiriusXM Barstool Radio while you still can. 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday for now. Don't forget to follow at Barstool News Network for political memes, at Hard Factor News for extra show content, at Hard Factor Mark for top shelf cat content, at Hard Factor Pat to follow the evolution of the beeve, at Hard Factor West for dogs and dad stuff, at Hard Factor Will for bingers and work around the house. All of us, of course, are talking shit on Twitter
And soon
posting
to
on
be baby
Instagram.
stuff. Soon to
Yes,
be baby stuff.
be baby stuff. True. So follow on both, of course, Twitter and Instagram. But most importantly, have a great fucking Tuesday.